Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. Only a few years ago, every generic plugin in a box, half-baked soldering experiment and uninspired rehash of bottom-shelf corporate IP was greeted with interest, turned into a media event and added to the growing collection of people with both free time and disposable income. The epitome of mostly useless meme gear from that time is the 2021 Circuit Rhythm. After the roaring success of the first-gen Circuit, Novation got a little lazy, released the almost identical tracks and put all the potential minor improvements into yet another full-priced Groovebox. That doesn't cut it anymore. At the first glance, Rhythm is ticking all the like new sold in original boxes. The grey color scheme might have been an anticipation of the thick layers of dust it was destined to collect, but apart from that, the slick design is identical to its sibling, a 4x8 pad matrix. Doubles as an often cryptic display
and gives you access to 8 sample tracks,
which, in contrast to tracks, allow you to play sounds chromatically in one shot, gated, loop, their speed match, and slicing, which works surprisingly well in spite of the rudimentary UI. Speaking of which, one of the main USPs of the instrument are the sampling and sample editing facilities. The latter are an acquired taste given the screen-less approach, once the PCM goodness limited to 228 seconds per machine state and 32 seconds per pad is duly captured. The monophonic playback engines offer high-pass and somewhat plastic-sounding resonant low-pass filters, distortion, and a macro envelope for amplitude. That's all. No filter envelope, no real time stretch that I am aware of, and not a single LFO in sight.
Pathetic.
Nonetheless, seasoned Circuit veterans will be looking forward to chromatic sample playback, which unfortunately is missing the scale option of its less evil twin. After entering the acceptance phase, your musical ideas will most probably end up in the trademark Circuit sequencer, with 4 patterns per track with up to 32 steps each. You will have to sacrifice tracks for external MIDI control, sample flip, does expand the possibilities significantly though, and there is non-quantized recording, micro-timing, probability, mutate, and automation. Your musical gift to the world can be polished using a mundane set of standard mixing tools including reverb, delay, and a master compressor, but things get more interesting as soon as you discover the Grid FX, giving you beat-repeat loop butchering and other performance FX, which can be applied to external sources as well. I love the classic master filter. Novation's component web interface lets you maneuver around some of the limitations of the UI, but I was experiencing long sample loading times while storing multiple machine states called packs on an SD card is a nice touch. The rear panel is exemplary for a small Groovebox you can find on the used market for the price of a Walker. Novation took all the additional features we expected to be in Circuit 2 and opted for a sold separately business model. Is it still worth getting one in this vastly transformed music tech ecosystem? You have already heard Rhythm in today's intro tune. Yes, you shouldn't judge a sampler by its factory sounds, but I wanna know how self-explanatory the machine actually is. was still a little rough sonically, but it is easy to get a jam going without taking a look into the manual, and just like in the old days, there's plenty of dirt on tap. I'm not particularly fond of the filters though. Time to set levels a little more conservatively, team up with its funny unemployed uncle and sample the inevitable drum break. This is probably how it was intended by the manufacturer. Let one of the standard circuits do the heavy lifting and add samples with rhythm. Even in this perfect corporate world, handling of loops can be considered archaic and is inferior to even an old MPC. While I enjoy the minimalist approach of other circuits, I had a hard time keeping the creative juices flowing when using rhythm. Let's get it over with and dance around the historically accurate undead remains of overproduced matter trap slop. Verdict. As you might have noticed, I'm not a big fan of circuit rhythm. The screenless UI concept, while great for the stripped down drums and macro sims of OG and tracks, isn't exactly ideal for managing loops. Essential features like time stretch are missing, and monophonic mono-sample playback with strict file size limitations is a bit too 2010s for my taste. Yes, it complements other circuits nicely, but given the affordability of used MPC1s, OG Digitacts, Electribe 2Ss and OPZs, rhythm is a tough sell, especially if you buy one new. I am, however, more than willing to pay soul-crushingly inflated 2026 prices for a big fat Novation Groovebox combining tracks, rhythm and mono station. A little display would be much appreciated though. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron and use one of the links down below to support the channel regardless of what your gas commands you to buy.